I am back from Wichita. Still injured. Had my MRI yesterday, so we'll see the results on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. I didn't. If you watched the stream, nplpickleball.com or at pickleballdiary.com, you can see I did on-court interviews. Like, hey, what do you think about the first game? You know, interviewing all the pros after their matches, doing live remote play-by-play, like when a special event was happening or some very important game or match. I would go down to that court and do play-by-play, interview people around me about the significance of it. That was a lot of fun. So I guess we're going to do that again. They're trying to figure out how to get me to San Antonio, so I'm not playing in San Antonio, but I will be, hopefully, the on-court talent. I'm calling it just for myself because I have an ego. So on-court talent, or the we could go Coach David Live, Coach David reporting, because I'm going to do different. This time we want to interview different people in the crowd. We want to do certain events at the Chicken and Pickle and show you what's all about. The Chicken and Pickle is all about, our sponsor. Maybe mention the sponsors a lot more. So it should be fun. They're just trying to figure out how to get me there this time because the wife is not going this time. When she goes, I fly, and normally I drive when she doesn't go. But this time, but my knee hurts, so, you know, it's not great. So driving that far kind of sucks. All right, I'm trying to figure out the best way for you guys to see this stuff. So I'm going to work on targets, but hitting from that other side. Do you think this is good? What if I do it right here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know what I was going to do.
I can't get the other one in. Oh well. Almost. Let me move these in slightly. Even though I would have them more towards the line. Maybe you can see them. Yeah, okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, just like up at the net. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like by Dink by Numbers dinking system. I'm still working on. I have to get it edited. Editing's the hard part. Let's see, make sure we have audio. It says I have audio. I did play yesterday. I played like 4 or 5 games. And it actually went pretty well. But today I'm feeling it. So my typical drive, so I'm a right side player. I have committed to be a right side player. So my main drives, I have certain drives I'm gonna do. If I'm here, I can go down that line. And one thing with my drives is they're like super accurate. Or I'm gonna go down to the 2 there. Over the middle to the 2. That's a, oops, okay, super accurate, yep. That's a 1. So I'm not really hitting the target, but they're bouncing like right by the target. I don't have to hit it, I just have to get towards it. And that would be a 1 in the corner. If I get it here, that person's moving to middle. As long as my partner knows what I'm doing, it's a safe shot. But if I go here and he crashes middle, it's probably gonna burn him. But it's a shot for someone that typically comes from that section and crashes middle. So I've probably showed that I go down the line a lot, and then I just bring it over to the one, to that sideline. Yeah, I got to get lower. One, so let's go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. That's pretty accurate. When I do my drops, I can roll it. Come on. I can roll it. Come on. I can roll it to the one. That's not my typical drop. So let's reload and do my typical drop. That would be a specialty drop. If I see a pattern of the other team, if I get it on my backhand, so that's a 1, right? That's a 2-ish. That's a 2. This is a 3. And then this is a 4. Okay? So I go 1, and then I can add different flair, I guess, right? Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do forehand's not my forte, as you can see. That's why I like to drive. When I get a forehand shot, I like to drive it. Now, or I would just lift it, I guess. I would just hope for the best. That's a difficult shot for me because it takes a lot of touch. But if you can get it, it's pretty awesome. So basically I have a dink by numbers system. It will be at dinkbynumbers.com. And then, but the numbers extend all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can play a whole game with these numbers. I also have pickleballbynumbers.com, but that's going to take a while to do. But I like being just super accurate. I don't have to overpower anybody. I just want to notice a pattern of their team, and then I'm going to take advantage of it. But typically in the pro game right now, it's that shot right there. I want to go just at my 2. Why? Because it's this guy's backhand, okay? If I'm the one getting attacked, I want to start positioning these people where I want them to be. I want this person moving to middle. I want him moving to middle. And I'm going to take advantage of that confusion there by going to the 2. That's still in front of my partner. That allows my partner to crash middle, right? We want to squeeze this court on this team. We both want to crash middle for the most part. Now I'm going to give my left side player a lot of room to work. So I might come up, I might play in a 70% area here. But my backhand is my weapon. You know, I can snap this off. I can power block, you know, snap. I have cool lobs off the backhand, cool lobs off the inside out. But that's the drive I want right there. And even if I hit it as hard as I can hit it, they still go in. I mean, there's people that hit it way, way, way harder than me. But I don't know if they have the accuracy I do. And this took me 7 years to develop this drive. I didn't come from tennis. So the tennis people that grew up and now have this great drive in pickleball could have took them 7 years also. As a kid, most of them started as a kid. I played baseball. which is fantastic for pickleball, actually. But I didn't have a drive, and it just clicked a few months ago, and I was playing so well. Everything was clicking on 1,000 cylinders. I jump up for an overhead, and my knee pops. So here I am, a scrub. But I'm trying to, I still go to every event to support my team. And then I got recruited by one of the owners of the NPL, Michael Chen, he thought it'd be really cool to do on-court interviews, increase the production value of the National Pickleball League broadcast. So he thought, Coach David's pretty out there, let's give him a shot. I mean, I know the game really well. I know strategy really well. I know all the players for the most part. I know, of course, all the big names, and also know I'm learning a lot of the air players' names. I'm learning how they hit the ball. I'm learning their strategy. So that's the difference, I guess, in me, is I get to see every team, every player of every team. Well, the higher level players, tier 1 and 2 usually. Because if I'm on center court the whole time, I'm only seeing tier 1 and 2. So I know their games really well. I know their strategies. I know their patterns. But I really never get asked for strategy, which is weird. Probably because there is strategists. They might not be the tier 1 player, the tier 2 player, but they have a strategic brain, which is me. You would think eventually somebody would ask. I try not to give my opinion. I used to give my opinion to everybody, whether they asked it or not. So I've learned through trial and error. Trial and error gains wisdom. I'm learning through my wisdom to wait till somebody asks. So if somebody asks me advice or strategy, I would give it to them. Not against my team, of course, but this drive is super good, super accurate, and just repeatable. So that's another shot I'm working on. A third drive, it comes back, and then a third lob. Third drive, third lob. Right? Because if I'm a right side player, sometimes they're perceived as the weaker player. But that is not the case. We just might not be the fastest player, or this person's has a better forehand drive, has better movement at the net. That's really the key. Better movement at the net. They're more mobile. They can take more court. It's their forehand in the middle the whole time, which is usually advantageous. But I've developed my backhand as a weapon through just drills. At least 1,000 balls a day, guys. At least 1,000 balls a day. Okay, so I do a third drive, it's returned here, and then I do a fifth lob. Now you can see I'm not that mobile. Yesterday I was pretty darn mobile, man. I was pretty darn mobile yesterday because I hadn't played or anything in probably 5-6 days because I was traveling, and then I was commentating and doing interviews and on-court remote reporting. That's so fun. A lot of people, sometimes you think, oh, anybody can do that, but I've basically been in front of the camera for 7 years, even though when I record people or interview people, it's not in front of a bunch of people, right? But when I'm interviewing in the NPL, you're doing it in front of everybody. So that unnerves some people. And when I first started, yeah, absolutely. I was horrible, 7 years ago. But I thought, who cares what anybody thinks, really? I do it for me. Yes, there were some haters and some trolls out there, but I do it for me. I guess a lot of people don't give me crap because they know the name of my self-defense DVD is How to Kill Your Hands. I'm a top self-defense instructor. I just don't really do it anymore. I just sell my online programs. Selfdefensemaderealeasy.com is the online program, and howtokillwithyourhands.com is my DVD that I've sold all over the world, like 60 countries. I have like 2,200 online students. Okay, so I want to do that one. I want to go to a 2. They return it, and then I do my inside out lob. Because that person's at the net, and they're at the line bracing for a drive, and I just inside out lob, or I roll the lob into the 1. Plus I got a good inside out drive. So it looks like I show 1 or 2, and then I go inside out. It's got plenty of power. Remember, these are small courts though. So, man, it's got a lot of power and a ton of accuracy. Plus, by doing this practice here, the drop and, just having my own bucket. This is my bucket Sparta. Holds about 300 balls. So each bucket I get at least 300. So if I do 3 buckets full, that's 1,200. And it usually takes, if I'm learning something new, it takes about 10,000 shots. So I guess, what was I learning new? Oh, this one. This roll here. This drop roll. I like that one. So I like it because it gives me a follow through, like I did in golf. It stays lower to the net. It doesn't bounce up. It stays low. It penetrates. People don't know what to do with it. Where Riley Newman will go up. He'll go up and roll it. That's something I haven't learned yet. That would take. See, I gotta be careful of all the new stuff I start, because if each thing takes 10,000 balls, that's a lot of stuff to practice. I like this one though. This one's pretty simple. This one's pretty simple. That's an indoor ball, so it doesn't fly as well. So this is just more of a roll drop, a power drop off my backhand. Plus I try to take everything out in front of me. That's the key. This drive is out in front of me. And the key, here's the secret. You guys ready for the secret? The secret is you got to start low and move to high. Start low and move up through it. That's the secret. Okay. You guys want to see from behind? Let's look from behind. Okay, so if you have any chats, I'm looking for a little bit. And then I'll probably cut off the live stream. And then just keep practicing. I might play a couple games, but you know, if you play rec ball, like when I play rec ball against actually the 3-5 girls, I get more balls. They know to hit me the ball or I won't play with them. The 4-0 guys avoid me like the plague. So I could either play with the girls and get a lot more reps in, or I can just hit my bucket of balls and then be guaranteed 1,000 shots, right? So think about that. It's not always playing with the top players. It's about playing with the people that'll hit you the ball. Because otherwise, what's the use? And they know I'm going to go hard. They know it because I used to go super soft on everybody, and it infects your pro game. So it takes a long time. It takes about a game to adapt. It's like, whoa, these people are getting the ball back. Whoa, they're hitting it hard at me. So now they know I'm going hard. I mean, I'm not ripping their faces off, right? And I'm accurate enough not to hit them. You know, if I get a wicked overhead, I'll do something different because there's an overhead is an overhead. I don't need to rip it down their throats. But I'm creating what I do work on is an overhead, and I'll work on that drop volley, or I'll work on angles out the side. I'll work on my slurve, which makes the ball curve, and then jump. So you can play with the lower levels and still have a good time. They're a lot of fun. They know to hit me the ball. As long, you know, plus they'll do some weird attacks that you don't get to practice against, you know, but some of the pros do some weird stuff, which I like. I don't like just playing against a bunch of tennis players because they're actually kind of boring. They're easy to beat. In my opinion, they're easy to beat. It's the ones that do something different that are difficult. Okay, so we'll just watch from behind for a little bit. Should I do, maybe we'll do this side. What would be best? Going this way? Yeah, so normally I'm right side player, but I do play mixed also. And when I play mixed, I play left side. So if I'm left side, I like to drive down the middle, right? Down the middle at the 2, mainly at the 2 because that's still that person's backhand. I don't really want to go to the 3 because that's their forehand. So I go to the 2. I mean, look at how accurate that is. Come on. 2, 2, 2. Oh, that was a 3. 2, right? If they bring me out wide, I like going down to that 1. They aren't expecting a down the line shot. I turn my feet and I go down to the 1. Down to the 1. Down to the 1. So now one of my favorite shots also is going to this person's backhand. So I'll turn and I'll just blast it at them. Let's see how it still goes in. See how that still goes in? So I want you to notice that. It's one of my favorite shots actually. Because they see a person over here that's probably gonna rip down the middle, and then they rip to this 4. Yeah, those are too hard because I'm not wide enough. Yeah, so I'll rip to the 4 if I'm pretty wide, because then it still hits, right? Because that person from here, if I'm on this side, they're moving to the 3. So I'm trying to go behind them. And my partner can come middle, but they have the forehand to easily get anything down this line. Okay? I'm kind of, yeah. So I'm here. I'm basically going to that 2. My partner knows, hey, I'm going middle. They're crashing. I can move it over to the 4. and then I can hit the 1, 2. That's a good shot too, coming from me. So you typically never want to go to the 1 if you're on this side, because that burns this partner. But if you go to the 1, go to that forehand, but you're in front of the ball, it's actually a really good shot. Super good shot. Got to be able to pull it off though. So NPL, this isn't a secret. I have some secrets, but I can't tell anybody. I have some OKC secrets. I have some NPL secrets, but that's a vault, people. So what I can tell you is they're looking to add 4 to 6 more teams next year. 4 to 6 more teams. They have like 20 something inquiries already to buy more teams. So they're going to need players. So if you're a 4.0 about to be a 4.5, or if you're a 4.5 or above, start training, man. They're going to need players. They're going to start a Premier League, which is what we're in right now, and then they're going to start a Challenger League. So they might need 300 players. So if you're one of the best people in your town, or you play with the top 4, then get after it. Start drilling and get ready to do next year's combine, next year's tryout. I don't know if everybody has to try out again, because they're gonna, yeah, I don't think I can say this next part. I'm not gonna say it, but I don't know if everybody has to try out again, or if, you know, you'd think all the top 1 and 2 players are already in, and I do think they pay some of the premier players maybe a stipend or something. I'm not paid. Not for my play, you know, it's all out of pocket, but at the end of the year, we get our season prize money and the championship prize money. And then our team is tied for first right now. The OKC Punishers are tied for first. Oh yeah, what I didn't get to, I was going to tell you. So by me practicing this all the time, drop and hit, right? So it's legal to do the bounce serve. Not in the PPA, but in the NPP and NPL and the amateur. Most people are amateurs out there. In the amateur division, you can do the bounce serve, and you should do the bounce serve. It's awesome. So by all this practice, my serve is super solid and consistent. Super solid and consistent because I've practiced this a bunch of times, right? And I can do lobs, I can do inside outs, because I'm hitting so many balls. Look at that one. That one's pretty awesome. Is that I'm working on my serve at the same time I'm practicing my drives. Best of both worlds. Okay, we're at 29 minutes. I think that's good enough. I only have a few balls left. So I appreciate your time. MRI results on Tuesday. Maybe I'll live stream that. That might be fun. Because I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's a meniscus, but because it has all the characteristics of a meniscus, but there might be an additional something else in there. I've done the ACL, MCL test. My wife's a doctor of physical therapy, Dr. Lisa. But we've done all those tests, and it doesn't seem to be any of those. So really the only thing left is patellar tendon strain, but I think I have that in addition to a meniscus. But with the right partner, I think I can play. And then in the championships, I'm focusing on the championships. I don't care about I mean, I do care about, but I'm out of San Antonio. They already told me. They need time to get a sub or figure out who else they can bring that's within our team, you know, which I totally get. I was going to try to train for it, but, you know, if I say the last minute, wow, I can't do it, they're kind of stuck. So I get the GM and boss lady made a decision, and I totally agree with it. So I'm just going to focus on mentally 2 months until the championships, and then just do the broadcasting for San Antonio, hopefully. I know the owners are working on trying to get me out there to do it, and hopefully that works out. Working with Scott McAllister, an awesome producer. He's on Michael Chen's team. And we just did a brainstorm yesterday on the phone and just came up. I love how passionate he is about his producing and the ideas he brings, and that he's not lazy, he's very excited. And so that works with me because I'm like, oh, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. He's like, yeah, that'd be great. Same with him, you know, hey, I thought about this. Oh man, I'm all in, let's do it. So it's going to be fun, bring production value. And the NPL is not a stuffy organization. They're about fun. I mean, we're all 50 plus, you know. We're out there to have fun, show people a good time, show people how great the sport is, advance the sport of pickleball, advance the camaraderie of the National Pickleball League. So with my personality and my kind of out there style and having fun and cracking jokes, but smart jokes, not just jokes. I can't stand just regular jokes. Sorry, I was a bartender for a long time, and all I would ever hear is, hey, you want to hear a joke? Yeah. And it was like by this drunk guy who couldn't even finish the punchline. So anybody who would say, hey, you want to hear a joke? I'm like, no, I don't. You know, and they think, wow, I've never heard that before, but I've heard so many bad jokes. Okay. So that was Pickleball in Paradise Vacations, and that's like I got a note come down, and I actually sold that domain name to them, pickleballinparadise.com. I probably have 40 pickleball related domain names that I sell for about 10,000 each. I've sold pickleballexpo.com. Whoa, that's not good. Okay, I sold pickleballexpo.com. I sold pickleballinparadise.com. I have some selfdefense.coms and I got a bunch of stuff. So if anybody wants a cool .com name, goldmedalpickleball.com, you would think would be a good one to sell. I got that one. Natural pickleball, caveman pickleball, different things like that. All right, I'll talk to you later. See ya. Hit that like, hit subscribe. Check out FitVilleShoes.com. Link in the description. If you do, I think it says PD30, like Pickleball Diary 30 as a discount code, but you can do PD35 and save 35% on FitVille Shoes. So check that out. All right, I'll see you later. Coach David out.